Welcome to my LGBT lesbian channel. The series Checkmate, Stripper and Dance for Me are voiced for you in full history. Thank you for your comments, reactions and subscription to my channel. Have a nice day everyone. Lauren Yaregwi's point of view. We got out of the water, completely naked. We walked to Camilla's car, trying to dry ourselves quickly. It was already getting late, and we still had a long drive back to downtown New York. I put on my clothes, and tried to remove the excess water in my hair, when I looked at the Latina sitting inside the black Ferrari. Camilla was partially dressed with the green jumpsuit, its style almost military, having her chest covered only by her plain black bra. Her hair was wet and somewhat disheveled, giving it a sexy air. She smiled at me until having her attention stolen by something else. Look what I found here, she said as she removed my black gun from the holster on the car floor. Camilla, don't touch that, I scolded her as I got closer. Let me, she insisted as she perfectly held the gun. No, you'll end up hurting yourself. She smirked as she slid her fingers on the gun. She seemed to admire the object, as if it was something precious, and for me it really was. I know what I'm doing, deputy. She stood up on the car seat, leaning on the windshield. The hood was open, giving her the freedom to do whatever she wanted. The brunette lifted her arm linearly, aiming the gun towards one of the trees. Would it be madness to say that that was the sexiest scene I've ever seen? Serie was inside a Ferrari, wearing her feminine jumpsuit with military style, leaving her chest and abdomen completely showing, except for her breasts which were covered with the bra, while holding a gun in her hands. Camilla, stop playing with that, I said as I got into the car. You can't mess around with what you don't know. She stayed aiming at the different trees for a few more instants, when to my surprise, she executed 3 straight shots. I frowned as I noticed that all the shots hit the targets desired by the Latina, with the exact precision of the same height in walk tree. What? I asked, confused as soon as she sat next to me. Don't underestimate me, Yaregwi, she said as she blew the tip of the gun's barrel, with a cynical little smile in the corner of her lips. How did you do that? I asked as I took the gun from her hand. I had some shooting lessons when I was younger, and let's say that I have a great aim. You never cease to amaze me. She smiled, leaning over to give me a little kiss. Now let's go, before someone thinks I killed you. Or the other way around, let's not forget. She laughed and settled in the car seat. The way back was tranquil. We had a long drive ahead. The sun was already setting, indicating that our day together lasted more than we planned. I looked to the side, noticing that even with the lack of a comfortable space, the brunette had fallen asleep. Her serene countenance showed how enjoyable our afternoon together had been. I kept my attention focused on the road, while time or another I looked at her. I intertwined our fingers, letting my thumb slide on the soft skin of her hand. Camilla took a deep breath, squeezing her fingers together with mine as if she wanted to prolong that moment, and so I allowed. After a few more minutes, we arrived at the gallery. We said goodbye, and I followed her from my car until she arrived home safe and sound. It was already dusking when she drove into Colin's mansion and parked her car, and only then I left. On the way home, I stopped at the precinct to pick up Veronica, who filled my phone with text messages. I thought you weren't coming, bitch, she said as she left the precinct. It's my day eft, can't you let me rest? I could, but I know that resting was the last thing that you were doing. With that happy sucker look on your face, you were with the mistress, Am I right, you naughty girl? She spoke, rolling her eyes boringly, making me laugh. Veronica knew how to read me like nobody. Nothing went unnoticed. By my best friend, we walked together towards my car, and while descending the stairs of the precinct, I ended up bumping into someone who seemed too distracted. I'm sorry, a feminine voice said. I lifted my head and looked at the woman, stopping dead in my track in sudden shock due to the surprise. Keanu. On, God, you're screwed. It was what I heard from Vero beside me. We talked for a few minutes, nothing too deep. I just learned that she had been transferred and now would work in the same precinct as me. Who could have guessed, huh? Vero and I went back home, leaving the woman there to do the work she had to do. I spent the whole drive listening to Vero mop about what Camilla would have to say about it, and if she would accept a new threesome. Ugh, enough. Leave me alone, I grumbled as we entered the apartment. Vero walked into her bedroom, while I removed my combat boots in the living room. I sat on the couch, letting my body relax. It was when I looked at my computer screen, there was a message flashing incessantly. I inched closer to the machine, placing it on my legs, and as soon as I clicked on the icon on the computer screen, my cell phone rang shrilly, making me put the machine aside. I walked to the dresser, grabbing my phone and seeing an unknown number. Hello? Lauren? Yes, who's this? It's Kina. I was released early, and I was wondering if you'd like to go for a walk. I took a deep breath, seeing no harm in her proposal. Okay, I'll meet you in half an hour. If you like the voice acting of the continuation of the series Shaw and Matt, leave a comment under the video. This will be an incentive to continue the voice acting. Tell me your preferences, which series is faster to voice and in what language. Thank you for subscribing to my channel.